Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review, and to continue my theme with talking about Oscar-winning films. Today we're talking about one of the other than dramas, the other famous, more popular genre that wins Academy Awards for Best Picture is, of course, musicals. And I know probably going to get blasted for talking about a musical, but like I said, other than dramas, musicals have also won, I think, maybe the second most amount of Academy Award winners, other than, of course, dramas mostly. Of course, comedy has zero in terms of Oscar-winning films. And of course, we're discussing it. Let's say a few of them because it's one of the more popular ones. Of course, the last one being the one was Chicago. But I'm only going to focus on one film, and that's the 1961, the Oscar winner from 1961, and that's West Side Story, which is one of the most popular and one of the better musical movies that has won for Best Picture. And of course, the movie stars Richard Bramer, Natalie Wood, Rita Moreno, and it's definitely one of the better musicals that has won for Best Picture. It is over 2.5 hours long, 2 hours 37 minutes total. And of course, the music was written by Leonard Bernstein. Jerome Robbins did the choreography. It definitely has better dance sequences in any musical, because you have one big dance sequence after another, and even more and better than that's what any of the musical I've seen. And of course, the original West Side Story came out during the 1950s as a Broadway musical, but unfortunately it bombed out in the Tony Awards because it was up against Music Man, and that's practically swept the Oscars. And not the Oscars, the Tony Awards. Because the Music Man was made into a musical movie as well. But I don't remember what year that came out as a film. But West Side Story came out in 1961 and practically swept the Oscars. In terms of Best Picture, Robert Wise was the director. Well, I think he might have won for Best Director, I'm not sure. But Rita Moreno won for Best Supporting Actress. I think she became the first Hispanic woman to win an Oscar. And of course, she was also the first performer to win every major award you could win. She won, of course, a Tony, and what she won the Tony for, but she won an Emmy for being on the Muppet Show, of all things. She won an Oscar for West Side Story, and she also won a Grammy. So she won every major award. We also saw Natalie Wood as the lead role as Maria, and Richard Bramer played the other lead character and as Tony. I forgot the guy's name who played Bernardo, because I should give him credit because he also won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. But I think the two lead characters, I don't think they won for Best. Natalie Wood and Richard Bramer, and then went for Best Lead Roles. That's Maria Moreno, and I forgot the guy's name who played Bernardo, but they won the Best Supporting Actor awards. Well, for those of you who live in a cave and never seen this film is like a modern take on the Shakespeare play Romeo and Juliet, where you have two young lovers, one of them on each side of a turf war. I think the original movie was like Christians and Jews, I believe, in Romeo and Juliet. I never read the play, so I believe that was it. West Side Story was they modernized it as two warring street gangs. One was white or Anglo-Saxon, and the other one was Puerto Ricans, because at that time Puerto Ricans were more and more coming in, especially in the 50s. Those were when more and more Puerto Ricans were coming into the United States. And particularly, of course, New York, we have a pretty good Puerto Rican population in New York City. So they have two tribes, or two modern tribes. They use the street gang motif. And of course, Tony was with the white gang, and Maria and Natalie Wood was with the Puerto Ricans, on the Puerto Rican side. And the two of them met each other in a dance, or a neighborhood dance, and they instantly fell in love with each other. And Bernardo was Maria's sister, and of course she got all upset that he was dancing with a Puerto Rican girl. Well, that someone was playing him and her sister, just so they could have sex, and that's it. And so they have sex, it's going to dump them and anything else, which wasn't true. They literally just met 5 seconds earlier. But his brother didn't care, and he wanted to have a fight, and this tension between the two teams was starting to build, and they had this dance where Ref was played with Wes Tamblyn. Of course, most of you might know who his daughter was, Amber Tamblyn, who was in the great television show Joan of Arcadia. It lasted for 2 years. And he won the challenge in the Puerto Rican game was named the Sharks, and of course the white game was named the Jets. And he won the challenge to Sharks to a Rumble. But Bernardo did not want Ref. He wanted to fight Tony because he felt he was trying to hit on his sister. And says, well, I don't care if I want to have a fight. He said, oh, I want to have a Rumble to sell this whole thing between our two gangs. He said, alright, so he had this Rumble scene. And of course the Rumble scene was built up. And they had a great build up for this Rumble scene, which was built underneath the highway. Even when they fight, they have a dance. Where they had in the dance hall, they had pretty good dance sequence in there. But then of course in the Rumble fight, they had a little bit of dance there as well. But of course what happens is, of course, instead of, in Romeo and Juliet, instead of using swords, when they had Romeo and Juliet, they used switchblades. And of course they used it, and of course the two leaders of the two gangs, Riff and Bernardo, I'm not giving it away if you've never seen it. Riff and Bernardo, both of them get stabbed and died. And of course they had, all the consequences with that. And of course they had one particular guy one who was supposed to marry Maria, name was Chino. He got all upset over the fact that Maria fell in love with Tony and not with him. So, of course, I don't know if the scene was ever in the original Broadway show, I don't know, but was not in the movie, where Chino wanted to challenge, wanted to go out and kill Tony because A. Bernardo was dead, and 2, to get even for Bernardo because Tony does stab and killed Bernardo in the knife fight, and you find out, why. Because Bernardo, I'm not giving it away, but Bernardo does stab Riff by accident because he had his knife out, and Tony and Riff got out of Tony's arms, and he ran into the knife. So it was really an accident. It wasn't intentional stabbing. But Tony got so angry that Bernardo had the nerve to kill his friend. So he took Riff's knife and stabbed Bernardo, and that's how Bernardo got stabbed and he dies. And of course they had, and that's pretty much then the Rumble, actual full Rumble story. It only sort of lasted maybe a minute or 2, if that, screen time. And that's when they got interrupted by the cops and with the searchlight going on. You didn't see any actual police officers, but you did see a searchlight going all around the set. And on the two, both gangs, both scattered and ran. And when they gathered, that's when they said, oh, I want to kill Tony, and he had a gun, and that's when the rest of the movie, he's hunting Tony. And of course, they got the word out because anybody who was a girl who wanted to be in the white gang, the Jets, found this out. Of course, unfortunately, in the movie, it never had that scene in the movie where anybody spies on the Sharks and finds this out. But she does run, man, back to the Jets and told them, hey, Chino is going to go for Tony. We have to protect him. So they did find Tony. Tony does go to Maria's apartment. Told him what happened. And they end up having, a love scene, which in 1961 you're never going to see a full-blown love scene. Nowadays, if the movie was made today, you will see a full-blown love scene. Possibly even some nudity involved as well, but not in 1961 audiences. You never saw that. So of course they did find, and you did almost have a rape scene in this film, because you had Nina Marino's character, Anita, who was Bernardo's girlfriend, goes to Doc's candy store where Tony was hiding, and she knew that Tony was hiding there because from Maria. So it goes to, and the reason why Anita went inside Maria at first because Maria was being interrogated by the cops. So he says, go to the Doc's store for me. So she goes and she gets, and that's where the Jets were. And she's trying to convince her, look, I want to help Tony out. I said, why do you want to help him out? He killed Bernardo, killed your boyfriend. Why should we, why do you want to get him? How do we know you don't want to kill him back? Or get him back? I said, look, I don't care, I want to help you. And then that's when the Jets grabbed her, threw on the floor, and almost faked her. But thankfully, again, in 1961, you're never going to see an actual rape scene in those days. But Doc stopped what was going on, and then Anita, because she was so angry about how she was treated, instead of the Jets believing her, wanting to help, they attacked her instead. And that's when it also became close to what Romeo and Juliet were. They were alive and dead and alive and dead. And at the end of Romeo and Juliet, it was kind of like this in West Side Story. And it says, oh, that Chino found out about Tony and Maria and killed Maria. And that was what killed Tony. Of course, Doc tells Tony what happened. There was Anita upstairs and told him that what happened, that Chino killed Maria. And that's when Tony went down to the streets and starts yelling for Chino to go and kill him because he doesn't want to live anymore with Maria was dead. But then that's when Maria was finally finished being interrogated by the cops. And she sees, and Tony sees her, and she sees Tony, and Maria sees Tony. And then guess who also sees him? Chino. Of course, Chino comes out of the shadows, bang, shoots Tony. And that's, of course, one of the big inconsistencies they have with West Side Story. Is how come the bullet never went through Tony and killed Maria? Well, that didn't happen. But then Maria wanted to kill she wanted to kill Chino. And she didn't kill Chino, and I thought that she was going to kill herself with a gun. I guess they weren't going to show that either, so she did. I don't know if that happened at the end of the original Broadway show, but it didn't happen in the end of this movie. So she happened to live, and it looks like the two gangs are going to be fighting each other again. And then Maria goes into this long speech because now I can kill too, because now I have hate. And she goes on to this man. But that's how the movie ends. Of course, Chino ends up getting arrested for killing Tony, and that's pretty much how the movie ended. I don't remember exactly how many Oscars total that West Side Story won, but I think he won at least 7 or 8 awards or something. course, if you get to be, my age, you grew up watching West Side Story on television. Now, even though I hadn't been on television in years, but Channel 5 here in New York City used to have, they used to show this like a couple of times a year, like West Story Academy Award weekend, maybe another time or two during the course of the year. And they maybe like West Story in the summer, another time, Christmas time or something, called Academy Award weekend. When they show movies that won Academy Award for Best Pictures. But unfortunately, Channel 5 only showed the same 3 films all, during these weekends. They show everything. The African Queen, they show Rise of Robin Hood with Emma Flint, and then on Sunday or Saturday, depending which day you want to do it, show these films. Then the next day, the day before, they show West Side Story, and that's it. That's how I knew the movie. It was constantly being shown on Channel 5 in New York. And now, of course, it stopped being shown, and I think TCM mostly shows it now for the 31 days of, the Academy Awards. But that's one of my, favorite films. And yes, straight people can like musicals. I'm a heterosexual guy, and I like watching musicals on television. It doesn't make you gay if you like a Broadway musical, alright? That's just a fake baloney thing. Because straight people kind of how many straight people come into New York City and see a Broadway musical? Plenty. Especially during the Christmas season. So that's a fake baloney. Well, excuse me a little math, but that's a fact of life. And that's my review of, West Side Story. And hopefully we'll continue making, this videos of Academy Award winning films. Maybe we do another musical next. Who knows? Seeing what I'm in the mood for. Please like the video, comment on, and please subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.